Hello, welcome to Lord Havoc's Marvel Champions custom content stream extravaganza. A real impromptu one. This one I wasn't going to stream, but I was about to play a game and I thought, oh, well, I might as well stream it while I'm playing it. Hey, give it a go. Late Night Code followed you 2 days ago. Thank you, Late Night Code. Appreciate it. Is it Code or Cody? I don't know. I'm going to go with Code. Late Night Code. Um, yeah, thanks for that. Appreciate it. I am about to play against Zola, as you can obviously. But there's a new custom hero that's getting quite a bit of buzz by Jakxin called Rasputin 4. She's the chimera X-Men character from sort of the Krakoa era type X-Men. She's from the future. She's created by Mr. Sinister, and she's a chimera of 5 different mutants. And she's got a pretty interesting story. She's pretty cool. She's Mr. Sinister's sort of taken over the universe, like the Council of Sinisters. There's a whole bunch of clones everywhere, and taken over the galaxy, not necessarily the universe. And he like creates her as like a soldier, and the one that creates her has like a change of heart and doesn't put in the control codes that all the other chimeras do, and then tries to redeem himself, but then it turns out, of course, that he's actually a bad guy after all, and because he's sinister, right? And so anyway, there's a lot going on. I won't spoil it for you if you want to go check it out. And then she comes into like present day X-Men. So here she is. She's made up, if memory serves, she is Colossus' steel skin, X-23's healing, but not as good. Like the healing's not as good as X-23, but it's still enough for her to be like 900 years old or something. Quentin Quires sonic abilities, Shadowcat's intangibility. How many is that? Colossus, X-23, Quentin Quire, Shadowcat. And the last one's some dude like creates force fields or something. So not armor, some other dude that creates force fields and stuff. So I'm pretty sure that's it. And she has magics. Soul sword. So yeah, so she's pretty interesting. So she's got an amount. So she's made up of characters that, well, most of them exist in the game already, and so there's some. So Jackson's used some ideas based on those particular heroes. And the other ones, basically that's why she's Sonic, because she's got Quentin's DNA and various other stuff. And she has sort of like, she uses kind of Colossus's armor up ability, the whole get tough businesses. But she also has some other interactions with status cards. She basically just likes status cards as a whole. So yeah, let's see how she is. I haven't played it yet, but she looks bloody cool. And I was actually thinking of making a Rasputin myself, but now I won't, obviously, because Jackson's already done it. So I don't need to worry about it. But I do like the idea of, what sort of drew me to her was the idea of amalgamating heroes that sort of already exist and sort of like making a new hero out of them, sort of amalgamation type heroes. The balancing of them not being OP would be quite a challenge, I think, in a hero. So we'll see how this one goes. I think trying to get that balance right would be really quite hard, and a creative endeavor, I think, would be pretty cool. Yeah, so she comes with a precon, so I'm just going to play that. I did make a couple of slight changes, but like I got rid of Warvey because I think he's pointless. He's too expensive and he's just not that good. So I made some slight changes. So we'll see how it goes. But for the most part, I've stuck with it, and it is aggression. So I'm gonna shuffle it there and sort of make sure we're no cheating. Let's do the Zola stuff. I just randomized and got Zola. Search the encounter deck for Hydra Prison. Now, an interesting thing here is when when Hydro Prison come out, it says each player searches their deck, discard pile in hand for a hero-specific ally and place it face down. Rasputin doesn't have one. Her kit doesn't have a signature ally, so this just whiffs. It's just going to sit there. It's never going to be defeated. Because I'm just going to leave it there. I mean, unless there's some card in Zola's kit that says he gets more powerful if he has more side schemes, which I'm pretty sure he doesn't. I mean, he's not Red Skull. So I'm just going to leave it there, which is pretty cool. Each player searches for an ultimate bio servant. Cool. Ultimate bio servant. Grab one of those. Went the wrong way. Chuck that into play. I think it has toughness. Cool. And then shuffle that. Cool. So 6. Starts on 0. Gets the experiment counter token thingy. Test counter. Zola's got 12. We're good to go. 6 cards. Alright, what do we got? So there's some actual of her cards. So toe-to-toe, we know what that does. Endurance, Forge. Okay. Forge will go get me something. I don't need 2 toe-to-toes. Alright, that's pretty obvious. I do like toe-to-toe being here though, because of her thing where she... So, her A ability, she just shuffles in a card and draws a card. It's no big deal. But when she flips up, she gets a tough status card. So when I flip up and play toe-to-toe, he can attack me, knock my tough off, and then I just immediately do 5 points back. Which is pretty sweet. Although it is an attack, and so therefore it will retaliate, I'm pretty sure. And then her cards, back to the fight. Choose one. Ready your identity or heal 3 damage to your identity. It's pretty good. Shoulder armor. Security gaze steady and retaliate 1. Retaliate 2 instead if she has a status card on her. Right. Deal retaliate damage before discarding any tough status cards for identity. I like it. But then Forge will go get me one of my resource generators. Does I really care about that though? I don't think I really care. I think I might have like an attack retaliate combo business with her. Plus I really want to get her sword. Her sword gives you, if I remember correctly, the sword gives her +2 attack if she has a status card. That's pretty sweet. That's pretty good. So, alright, I'm not going to do the toe-to-toe shenanigans. Let's just keep these 3 for now. Let's mulligan these 3. I want to try and get her sword. Alright, so intangibility. Discard each confused status card for her identity, then do the following. Thwart, and then give her a tough status card. Okay. I'm not too sure why it says that. Give Rasputin a tough status card if a confused status card was discarded by this card. Well, it definitely was, because it says to do it up here. Oh. It's not a requirement to do it. Discard each confused status card from your identity, then do the following. Remove 4 threat from a scheme. Give her a tough status card if you're removed. So it's not saying you have to remove a confused status. You can still play this card if you're not confused. You just don't get the bonus. Okay, cool. And here's the attack version of it. Sunder. I would definitely zoom in a bit on this picture because I did not even notice that Rasputin was doing anything there. Maybe it's just me. Attack superpower. Discard each stun status card for identity. Then do the following. Attack. Deals 6 damage to an enemy. 2 for 6. It's pretty good. Deal 1 card for each stun
Draw one card for each stun status card. Yeah, okay, cool. So again, you don't have to be stunned. Remove a stun. You just get the kicker if you are. So I like that. That's good. Intrude. I don't know if you need the 1 and the 2. Should the 1 and the 2... I don't see any I can't think of any precedence in any of the cards where it's a 1 or 2. Wouldn't it just be dot points? Do this, and then do this. Pretty sure they should just be dot points. But anyway, Intrude. Psionic superpower. Stun or confuse an enemy. You may give yourself a stunned or confused status card, or move a status card from a friendly character to yourself. Stun or confuse an enemy. You may give yourself a stunned or confused status card, or move a status card from a friendly character to yourself. Okay. Cool. I think getting her armor out is pretty much the number one thing that I want to do. It's a shame I didn't get a double resourcer out, but what's going on? Bloody hell. Lag. Massive lag. Alright, so let's get her our armor. I'll put her armor on while she's in AE, so then I'll use one of these to do it. I don't really need the 4th threat from a scheme one just yet. And attacking twice would obviously be handy. So intangibility and intrude. I confess I don't quite understand what intrude does. Stun or confuse an enemy. So 1 for a stun or confuse is pretty handy. You may give yourself a stun or confuse status card. In order to then create the triggers. Okay, I get it now. Because this says, if you're not confused, you don't get the trigger. So this will give you something to create the trigger, and then so on and so forth. So yeah, I get it. Now I think I should actually keep this one and trigger this bad boy. Do I really need to ready? All right, I'm going to use this one and this one. I'm going to keep this one to pay for my armor, and then use my ability to put this one back in the deck, shuffle, and draw. Okay, Sunfire. Okay, alright. Flip into Rasputin form. When I change to this form, after you change this form, give Rasputin a tough status card. If you already have a tough status card, ready Rasputin. Cool. So if I had a tough and I was in AE and healed, I could then flip, and instead of getting another tough, I would just ready. That's pretty cool. So 1, 2, 2. I now have steady and retaliate, and now that I have a status card, I now have retaliate 2, which is pretty handy. Let's so I don't have enough cards to trigger. I don't have enough cards to trigger the whole thing now. Well, let's do it for the future. Let's Sunfire and Intrude, and I will stun. Like set myself up for my Sunder. And I'm not stunned because I'm steady. And then I'm going to bypass this guy completely and go straight to him. 1, 2. No, I'm not. Because he's going to retaliate and knock off my tough. And that would be bad. So I'll just attack this guy. Knock his tough off. Yeah. That wasn't the greatest opening hand, but it was pretty good. I got this. I'm pretty happy with this. That's a cool upgrade. Ready, get some cards. Although I could see moving the text box up slightly. Move the text box up slightly so that the bottom the quote is not directly on the bottom line. Just have a little bit of gap. You got enough room to do that. All right, so I've got my new hand. So these two I already knew I had. So here's a new card: Force Field, Sonic Superpower, Hero Form only. Attached to an enemy, max 1 per enemy. So it's like webbed up, although cheaper too. Force Interact. When attached enemy would activate, discard Force Field instead. So there you go, webbed up. Then give a friendly character a tough status card. So instead of then stunning the villain, you then give yourself a tough status card. Or a friendly character. That's pretty cool. The X-Jet, we all know what that does. And Strength, we know what that does. Let's go to this one. One threat on here. Because we put a threat there, it means we put a test counter on there. Solar activates. I'll just take it because I'm tough. Come at me, bro. Hits me for 3. Knocks my tough off. This guy then hits me for 1, which I'll just take. And then I will retaliate. I don't retaliate from tough, do I? What does tough say? The next time this character would take any amount of damage. And retaliate is... Wait, retaliate doesn't say do retaliate when you're damaged. It's when you're attacked. As long as you attack me, I retaliate. I'm pretty sure. So, deal retaliate damage before discarding any tough status cards to your identity. Alright, I'm going to hit him back. 1 for 2. Cool. Then, his damage takes my tough off. Then this guy hits me for 1, but I still have a status card. I'm still stunned. And it just says status card. It doesn't say tough. So I'm going to retaliate this guy for 2. Cop that, bro. Cop that. Then this guy, vibranium armor attached to the villain. After it takes damage, give it a tough status card. I hate that card so much. It's so frustrating. Alright, now, let's go. Let's go. I've got options. This will be the last thing I do. I don't super need endurance, to be honest with you. It's not super needed. I really want to trigger Sunder. I'm going to trigger Sunder because why not? So double is going to trigger Sunder. I'm going to remove a stunned card. I'm going to deal 6 damage to an enemy, which is this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That retaliated for 1. And then draw 1 card for each stunned card that was discarded, which is the 1. Okay. Okay. Well, let's force field. Let's force field. Let's X-Jet and... Gosh, I really should keep on that. Endurance and... Oh, no. It feels silly throwing endurance away. Do I even need it? Do I even need it? It's got 12 hit points. I'm going to toss it. These two... Although that could take him out. Oh, although she can take him out. There you go. I'm just going to take him out. Get out of here, kid. You bother me. These two will play force field. Alright, let's do that. I'm cool with that. Let's do this. Ready. Let's keep the X-Jet for now. I should get rid of it. Okay, alright. So, Psychic Assault, Jakxin. Rasputin Soul Sword, here it is. Rasputin's basic attacks gain piercing. And while Rasputin has a status card, she gets +2 attack. See? I knew it! Plus, it looks fabulous. Which is true. So while she has a status... It doesn't have to be stuff. It just has to be a status card. Yeah, that's cool. Alright. And the other one. Oh, so another force field. Yeah, I know what that does. Yeah. Okay, cool. We're cooking now. We're cooking. 1... We get another one here. You should have a tough status card. Yeah. You should have a tough status card. Because I do them for 6, right? Alright, so he activates... Oh, what am I doing? Get rid of this. Then we give a friendly card a status card, which for me will be a tough. Oh, it has to be a tough status card. Okay, cool. And then his activate doesn't work. So now we get an encounter card. And attachment, there is no minion, so it surges into Mind Ray. Zola attacks you. You are stunned. Thanks, bro. That's fine with me. He attacks. I'll just take it. I've got a tough, so that's fine. Hits for 2, knocks my tough off. Which is a shame to lose my tough to such an annoying thing. But hey, that's fine. Don't you worry about that. Okay, well, I want my sword. My sword's definitely happening. So Force Field and X-Jet is going to Psychic Assault. Deal 3 damage and then confuse that enemy. Oh, wait. You know what? I'm going to attack first. Knock the tough off. Get retaliated. Do 3 damage. 1, 2, 3. That gives him another tough because of his armor. But then he's also confused. Okay, then I'm going to flip. Flippy flip. I'm going to use my ability to put a Rasputin card in. Yeah, I like this. I like this force field thing. I like this force field. I'm going to put this in, shuffle and draw a card. It is not what I was after, but that's fine. I'm going to use Professor X to give me the X gene. So now that I'm a mutant, why I'm not a mutant on both sides, incredibly frustrating. And that's not Jakxin's fault. That's a game mechanic, and it's incredibly dumb. It's just so dumb. Spidey loses his genius when he flips to Spidey. What? I mean, Peter loses his genius. The mutants all lose their mutant status when they flip into their hero forms, which everybody knows are mutants. It's just stupid. Player only if it does a mutant trait. It does. Exhaust X gene, generate resource for an identity-specific event. So it's just for an event. I can't use it for my sword yet, but I can still use it for an event, which is pretty good. Cool. Ready. Get some cards. Alright, what else we got? Healing Factor. Superpower. After your turn begins, exhaust Healing Factor. Heal 2 damage from Rasputin. 2 cost upgrade. After your turn begins, exhaust Healing Factor. Heal 2 damage from Rasputin. Why do you need to exhaust it? What is the reasoning behind exhausting it? Why doesn't it just heal you? I mean, it's meant to be X23's healing factor, right? She doesn't exhaust to heal. Does she? I need to look this up. She doesn't have the heal at the end of the turn thing that Wolvie has. What is her healing ability? Let's have a look. So after she takes damage, she readies, right? That's her hero ability. What's her healing thing? So she has an event that lets her heal. Heal a total of 4 damage. No, which doesn't. No, it's got an upgrade that gives her plus 2 hit points. Resolve. She can take damage to generate a resource like Venom. Oh, okay, so upgrade. After you play an X23 card, including this one, heal 1 damage from your identity. Okay, so it's not automatic. You actually have to do something for it to happen. After you play an X23 card, heal 1 damage. Okay. Alright, well, I guess that makes sense. And it's not the end of the world. Exhaust, heal, that's good. That's actually pretty good. Back to the fight, we know what that does. Press advantage, we know what that is. Marauder. Vehicle. After you play a Rasputin card, including this one, exhaust Marauder. Draw 1 card. Well, it's interesting that we just read that wordage, but yeah. Exhaust when I draw this card. After you play, draw Rasputin card. Draw this card. Well, that's a must. All right, this is my must section. Over the left, this is the must cards, must have. I don't really need that. Don't really need that. Don't really need that. Scimitar, that's pretty handy. Actually, Healing Factor should go before Scimitar. These are my must-haves. These are my... we'll see how we go. Alright. 1. Boom! We got 3 test counters. Discard cards from top of the encounter deck until a minion is discarded. There goes my obligation. That's pretty handy. Oh, and there's no Nemesis. There is a Nemesis there. It's Mr. Sinister. So I haven't seen that in action yet. Nemesis sits up here. Mr. Sinister, which is pretty cool. Ultimate Bio Servant comes in with toughness. Sweet. Alright, and then put this back to 3. It's pretty easy. Alright. He goes to activate, but he can't because he is confused. Ultimate Bio Servant schemes for 1, and we get an encounter card when the lag will allow me to. Come on, bro. Assault. Just give me 1 second. Gotta close some tabs. My computer's gone a bit funny. Assault. When revealed, alter ego, card game search. Okay. Goes into Ultimate Bio Servant. Another one. Another bad boy with toughness. But that's okay, because my sword gives me piercing. And that's all you need to know. Look at that awesome Lenore U artwork too. Look at that. That looks sick. What a champion. Alright, my turn. Let's use my ability. Put something in. Let's do that one. Actually, you know what? I do need some thwarting. I'm not a very good thwarter, so let's actually do intangibility instead. I like that. Shuffle, draw a card. Boom! You saw me shuffle. There's no cheating here. Alright, I'm going to flippy flip up, which means that I get a free toughness card. So, what do we got to do here? Let's press the advantage and scimitar. I mean, that does seem silly, but hey, you got to do what you got to do. To get the Marauder in, I'm going to exhaust the Marauder and draw a card. Okay. I'm going to use Sunder to put in my sword because it's just too cool. I'm going to immediately use my sword. Or me, my basic action, and kill this doofus. Oh, that's so cool. And let's X-Gene is for an event. Let's use X-Gene to back to the fight. Ready. Kill this doofus. The poor bio servants. They don't mean to do what they're doing. They're just trying to live their lives. And it does mean that I actually have now run out of cards. I need one more card. He does have an extra stage, so it's not the end of the world if it does go to the next stage. I'd prefer if it didn't, but it's not the end of the world. Yeah, I didn't calculate that very well. But anyway, I was on a bit of a roll. I'm going to keep these. And
Oh, actually, you know what? I mean, it's good. It's very, very good. But I might get even better. There might be other goodies in there that I might get. So I'm going to keep intangibility because I need to do some thwarting, obviously. And we'll go see how we go. So 4. Well, another intangibility. So that's a bummer. That's a bummer. I didn't need that. But a sidebar attack is obviously good. It's got range, so therefore it doesn't trigger thinner. Lionheart will give me a card. Okay, cool. All right, let's move on. 1 on here. We get a test counter. He activates. I'll just take it on the tough. Oh, what does this say? Deal 1 damage to each character you control. So that happens first. Oh, you bugger. That takes the tough off, which means he then hits me, well, for 1. So, but I've still got a status card. I am still stunned, and so therefore, I'm going to knock his tough off. Hey, got that. We retaliate. Retaliate's going to knock his stuff off. Sucked in, bro. And then encounter card. If I can't have mine, you can't have yours. Attached to a minion. Doesn't happen. No minions. And again up. The villain at each minion attacks you. I don't have any minions, but the villain will attack me. He will get an encounter card. Do I want to defend? No. Boom. Hits me for 2. I retaliate back. Oh, wait. Do I retaliate for 1 or 2? If I have a status, yeah. So I retaliate back. Boom. Now, this would still give him a tough status card, right? After the villain takes damage, give it a tough status card. He took damage. So it would still trigger the tough, right? But he goes to the next stage. Which is, what, 16, I think? 14. And he would still get a tough, I'm pretty sure. So, when revealed, search the encounter deck and discard pile for the test subject side scheme. Search. Under attack. Nope, so it must be in here. Test subjects. There we go. Give that a shuffle. 1, 2. When defeated, the first player discards cards on the top of the encounter deck until they discard a minion. Reveal that minion. Hazard icon. Okay. Alright, me. Genius will give me Ironheart. And draw me a card. Alright, stun or confuse an enemy. You may give yourself a stunned or confused status card. Yeah, okay. Okay, let's do that. Boom, I'll use Jakxin to do it. I will stun this guy. And then I can give myself a stun or confuse. I'll give myself a confuse. Okay, alright. Now, intangibility and cyber attack, which I wanted to use for damage, but that's alright, it's fine. We'll play intangibility. Discard confused status card. And like I said, you don't have to, but that's fine. Remove 4 threat from a scheme. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then give Rasputin a tough status card if a confused card was discarded. It was. So I get a tough card now. Ironheart will take off 1 from here, and then Rasputin herself will take off 1 from here. I'm not confused anymore, so that's gone. Oh, and I played a card, so I get to Marauder, which is not very exciting. I would have just gotten that anyway, so who cares? I think that's it. Alright. Cool. So, reset, get some cards. Okay, back to the fight again. Death Focus. That would have been much more helpful at the start of the game, but anyway, so I'll definitely play that. Power of the Mind will pay for Cybo attack.
And Psychic Assault will pay for Back to the Fight and Thinno. So I'm in a pretty commanding spot. One test subject thing. He goes to attack me, but he can't because he's stunned. I get an encounter card, and it is inhibitors, no minions. So it goes to a minion. Funnily enough, when revealed, discard cards on top of the encounter deck until a tech attachment is discarded. Okay. Nope. 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 Oh, this is not good. This is not looking good at all. Oof. Oof. Oh, the last one. So it decks out anyway on the last one. Unbelievable. He gets +2 hit points, so he goes up to 7. That's pretty brutal. And he gains guard. Okay. Alright, so we do deck out. So let's get rid of this. Get that. Alright. Cooking. My turn. He's got guard, so he has to die. He has to die. I have a status card, so I'm going to hit him for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to play... Actually, no. Jakxin will play Back to the Fight, which will ready me, and I'll trigger Marauder. Give me another card. Sweet. And then I'll hit him again. Boom. He didn't last very long. See you later, buddy. Sucked in. Guard, man. Okay. Well, let's... Power of the Mind will pay for Cybo attack. Deal 4 damage to an enemy, it gains range. Oh, wait. No, he's got tough. Ironheart will knock the tough off first. And she will die from consequential and retaliate and all of that sort of jazz. But at least now he's free. So I'll then 1, 2, 3, 4. There's no retaliate. He does get damaged though, so therefore he gets a tough. Give me these bloody toughs. And then do I use these two to do a psychic assault, or do I put death? I haven't needed it this far. Let's just hit him. Bugger this. And then do a psychic assault. Do 3. Oh wait, he's got tough. Damn. Bummer. Oh well, it'll knock the tough off and it'll confuse him. And then I'm going to flip down. Why the hell not? I'm going to use my ability. Put a card back into my deck. Which is Back to the Fight. Thank you very much. Shuffle. Draw. Angel. Can't play it. I'm going to ready up. Got 5 cards. Okay, I haven't seen this one yet. Steel Resistance. Uses 3 steel counters. After a status card is discarded from your identity, exhaust Steel Resistance and remove 1 steel counter from it. Give Rasputin a status card. Why are they called steel counters? I can understand if it was only triggered off toughness, but it just says status. So you could do stun and confused as well, right? So why steel counters? Why not just call them reaction counters? But I do like the card though. After a status card is discarded, remove a steel counter, give them a status card. It doesn't even have to be the same one that you lost. It doesn't say give them the same one back. It just says give them one. That's great. That's the versatility on that. That's very, very cool. And another force field, which is awesome. And good old Nick right at the end there. Thanks, Nick. Thanks, bro. One on here, then one from the acceleration. One goes on here, which means we trigger this bad boy. Discard till we get a minion. 2 mind rays in a row. Alright. My good friend, the Bio Servant. And then this goes back down to 0. He tries to scheme, but he can't because he's confused. This guy then schemes for 1. Good old Bio Servant. Trying his best. He's just trying to be his best self. Alright. Attach the... Adapt too, because he looks like a Bio... He looks like a Bio Servant. Attach the minion with the most remaining hit points. Attach minion gets +2 hit points. So he's up to 6 now. And he gains guard. Okay, my turn. Cool. Well, let's use my ability. Let's chuck. It wouldn't hurt to have some thwarting, actually, to be honest. So let's put that in. Shuffle and draw. What did I get? Oh, I got back to the fight. Okay, that's good. Either way. Alright, let's flippy flip and... Oh, wait, no. Let's do the thing I was meant to do before. Let's heal first for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then flip. And then because I flipped and I've already got a tough, I can now ready instead. If you already have a tough, ready instead. That's great. I am loving this. She's really cool so far. Very, very cool. Just the versatility. There's a lot to think about, but it all makes perfect sense and it's all beneficial. Okay, so Power of the Mind can help me trigger this Psionic card for help pay for the Psionic card, right? Force Field is also Psionic though, so I could do that as well. I don't think I'm going to bother nicking. I don't think I really need to bother nicking. Because first she's going to hit him for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to... Yeah, you know what? I'm definitely not going to nick. Bugger this. And then I'm going to ready with back to the fight. I triggered a card, so I'm going to do this. So now I know that's the card that I want. The last card's the one I want. Pooh! Let's get... Energy is going to get steel resistance out. Because... I'm going to... Power of the Mind. He doesn't have a tough status card right now. So, I'm going to Power of the Mind. And... Cybo him. Oh, I can't. This guy's got guard. Okay. Before I do that, I've got to get rid of this guy. So I'm just going to get rid of this guy. Go straight through. I should have got rid of his tough before because of my piercing and stuff. But either way, he's dead. It's fine. Either way, he's 100% gone. So he's gone. Now, a Power of the Mind and Cybo. It has ranged 1, 2, 3, 4. It does damage, so that means he still gets a tough status card. But it has range, so I don't get retaliated back. Did I do that right? I don't know if I did that right. Oh well, it's too late now. I'm done. Did I have an event that Jakxin could have paid for? Yeah, identity specific event. I could have still had Nick in my hand, and I paid for back to the fight with that. So I've still got Nick in my hand. Brilliant. Now I can use those two and force field this guy. Awesome. I've got this. I have got this. I'm going to get this card and 4 more cards and an encounter card to
pay for the reset of the deck. I love the energy picture. That's cool. Alright, so I will deck out here. 1, 2, decked out. Get a counter. Let me not deck out, sorry. Scheme out. When revealed, each player searches the encounter deck a discard pile for a minion. So I get to search for one. Okay, well, I'll just take this guy. Take my good friend, the ultimate bio servant. Then go to the next step. Bad amount is now 8. Starts on 1. And then blah, 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 blah. So he's already still got 1 counter from there. Okay, he tries to activate, but he cannot. I should have triggered... When I played that, I should have triggered the extra card. I mean, it doesn't matter. I was right at the end anyway. Tries to activate, but he can't. And then, what does that say? It gives me... Oh, give a friendly character a stuffed cast card. I don't have any friendly characters other than me, and I've already got one. So, oh well, still, he doesn't get to activate, which is fine. Ultimate Bio Servant does, though, and he will just hit my tough automatically, right? Yeah. Oh, that's a bummer. I missed out on my free tough. Anyway, we get another encounter card. The first encounter card is Concussive Blast. Deal 1 damage to each friendly character. That's me. Bump. Done. Oh, wait. My Retaliate would have hit him for attacking me and knocked his tough off. So, and then this one. Touch the villain. Retaliate. Oh, now he's got Retaliate 2. And he gets a tough every time he gets damaged. Brutal. Where's Sunfire when you need him? Bloody hell. Alright, so he's on 6. He's got tough. He's got 2 things that do nasty things to me. Ultimate Bioservant's in the way, but he's not guarding, so it's not too bad. He's just there looking bad. I feel bad for him. Look at him. He doesn't look like a happy chapper. He just needs a hug. That's really all it is. I don't really need intangibility now, to be honest. I'm on the 1, so let's do... He doesn't have guard, so I'm just going to attack. I've got a status card, so I'm going to go straight through his tough. 1, 2, 3, 4. I get retaliated for 2 because of these cards. Should I have gotten rid of the cards first? I probably could have. But it doesn't really matter. Who cares? Because I'm about to kill him. Cyber attack has range, so it won't trigger. 1, 2, 3, 4. I won't trigger anyway because he's dead. So either way, he's gone. So yeah, that's Rasputin kicking the butt out of Zola. Let's have a look. My post game analysis. I got intrude, another intrude, back to the fight. Sunder. Didn't get my scimitar out. That's a shame. I do like triggering the scimitar. Back to the fight. Tangibility. Healing factor, another force field, and another intangibility. Cool. Yeah, so I mean, I already commented through the game itself, but we'll just go through it. Let's get the stuff that I don't like out of the way first, right? I know you meant to like sandwich it, right? You know, good thing, bad thing, good thing. So let's just get the bad stuff out of the way. And it's not, when I say bad, it's just stuff that I personally don't like. So I really don't like the picture used for the hit point dial. I like the color scheme. Color scheme's awesome. Hit point, the picture. No, I don't like it. In the contrast though, the picture for the hero looks sick, absolutely sick. I
personally would move her across a little bit, just across of the frame, so that she's centered in the middle of there. So she's centered. It's funny how these things work, right? I come across this so often. She's centered as far as the card is concerned, but she's not centered as far as the action is concerned. And what I mean by action is the visible bit around. So here, 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 and then here is the action part of the card. Because this stuff behind that's stuck behind this crap, it doesn't matter. The border might as well be here. So whenever I try to do the artwork, I try to put the artwork here. This is the center, and so that's how I do it. I would move the picture across. For those people who are really good at that thing where you break the border, like breaking the border and stuff, they can get away with that sort of stuff because they can put their thing across. Like I think in the AE picture actually. Yeah, so look at the AE section, right? Now the AE section is slightly different, obviously, because it's just the one thing that's breaking it. So it's not too bad. You can kind of get away with it a bit to make sure it's centered. And this is centered beautifully. Look at this. This look how good this is. She's completely in the frame. I mean, she looks badass to start off with. Completely in the frame. And the handle actually breaks the wreck thing. I think that's awesome. I don't know how much work that took, but I think that looks sick. So yeah. So I might have thinned, but I would just shift her across slightly to the right. Color scheme, it's good. 1, 2, 2. I'm not too sure with that. I could see the argument that she'd be 2, 2, 2. I mean, she is Sonic for a start. So, and she's pretty powerful. She's powerful enough to be able to use Cerebro, and not all Sonic characters can. So I could see the argument for being 2, 2, 2. Maybe it was done that way in order to make up for the fact that she is really quite strong. She's more on she's leans toward the strong side. Maybe, I don't know. Jakxin would have to explain. But 1, 2, 2 makes sense. Sonic X-Men, sweet. The X-Men obviously a very powerful trait. Steel Skin response after you change this form, give Rasputin a tough status card. If you already have a tough status card ready, I don't know if that's directly from Colossus. I've actually never even played Colossus beyond the very first time. Whenever I get a hero, I play them when I first get them, and then if it doesn't automatically click with me, and I mean like the official ones, then it goes back into the box and there it is. And I like to have it. I like to have a full collection, especially now where they're doing that dodgy. We're not reprinting Captain America thing anymore. But I don't think I've ever played him beyond the first one, so I don't know if that's from there. But as a cool ability though. It's very, very cool. I like that you don't just automatically just get toughs all the time. You have to actually flip up to this side, and there's still something that you can do even if you already have a tough, so it doesn't get wasted. You actually can then use it to ready instead. You just need to sort of pay attention to what you're doing. I love it. I think it's great. Hooray, like I said, she looks awesome. 4 rec makes sense. She has Laura's healing ability after all. Mutant Psionic, I already spoken at length about the mutant thing. Ready for a fight. Shuffle an identity-specific card from your discard pile of your deck. Draw 1 card. Limit once per round. Sweet. I mean, it's pretty standard stuff. Hand size 6, hit point 12. I've come from the future with gifts of the 5, but not the 5. Okay. Cool headshot. Yeah, so pretty basic stuff. Now, the actual set itself. So we're already onto a winner, which is with the hero card. So let's go into the set itself. So she's got some upgrades. Let's get her events at the top and her upgrades at the bottom. Event. So no signature ally to start off with was actually pretty good for this. Makes perfect sense. I don't know what that means lore-wise. Does she actually have any friends? She's a pretty serious lady. So I don't know. I don't know if she has any friends in the comic. I haven't gone that deep into it. But you don't have to have a signature ally. There's official heroes that don't have signature allies, so it's probably fun. It worked well for Zemo, just by pure coincidence. What do we got? Event, upgrade, support. All right, so let's go through it. So her events, you got the 2 that sort of go together. Sunder and intangibility. So we've got Shadowcat's intangibility ability. Shadowcat's intangibility ability. That was terrible. Discard each confused status card for identity, then do the following. Remove 4 threat, because it's a thwart, so you can't be confused when you do it, which is good. Give Rasputin a tough status card if confused status card was discarded. And then the attack version of that is discard the stun status card, deal 6 damage, draw 1 card. Great. Love it. You automatically, so it's 2 for 4, 2 for 6. It's fine. And if you discard a confused status card, so if you happen to have one on you and you discard it, then you get the kicker thing. And the kicker thing makes perfect sense. Give her a tough. Which I think is meant to be her going from intangible to solid again, which I think is cool. And then Sunder, draw a card. Personally with the Sunder one, I would change it from being draw a card to stun an enemy. Either stun, stun a non-elite minion, or if you want to be really brutal, stun an actual enemy itself, right? Just because then I think it just sort of flows into it. The intangibility is remove 4 threat, get a tough status card. I get that, makes perfect sense for intangibility. Sunder, if you're really slamming into something, stunning it kind of makes sense. I don't really, sort of thematically, I don't really see the point of the drawing the card thing. Especially if you get rid of a stun status, then this is even cheaper. Then it becomes, if you get rid of one, then effectively it becomes 2 for 6, 1 for 6, which is, and if you use Death Focus to get rid for the superpower, it's really quite cheap. Even, if you get Death Focus, it only costs 1 to, what's the thing they say, ER, so it's really 2, blah blah blah. Anyway, I'm no math expert, but just basing it purely on theme, I would say the second option would be to stun something, even if it's to stun yourself. Either way, because it then helps with the flow of her abilities and stuff. It sort of makes more sense. But anyway, and the only other thing for Sunder is, like I said, I would zoom in on the art, just for me, because I don't even know what's happening here. If we look into it, zoom in close this way, it's her what looks like slicing a sentinel in half. But you've really got to concentrate to see that. All the other art is just so clear and beautiful. I think this one would be have a little bit more justice if you sort of zoomed in a bit, maybe. But still, 2 very, very cool cards. You get 2 of each, which is great. Intrude. Took me a couple of seconds to understand what was happening here. Stun or confuse an enemy. You may give yourself a stunned or confused status card, or move a status card from a friendly character yourself. Okay, so for this one, I definitely wouldn't do the kick. It would be stun yourself. But stun a minion, sure. Excuse me. So, and then with Intrude, I get it. She's using her psionic ability, which appears to be against Shaw, which is interesting. Stun or... the quote is Shaw. Stun or confuse an enemy. You may give yourself a stunned or confused status card, or move a status card from a friendly character to yourself. It's very powerful, for one. Stunning something for one, and then being able to then give yourself a stun, confuse, or tough, or a friendly character a stun, confuse, or tough. You would most likely never give them a stun or confuse, but you would definitely want to give them a tough. So in friendly character means other players. So for one, you are stunning or confusing the enemy and giving either yourself or another player a tough. That's pretty good. Very powerful. And then the other event is back to the fight. Ready your identity or heal 3. Great. Love it. There's nothing to say from there. Cool picture. The Marauder is her spaceship. After you play a Rasputin card, including this one, exhaust Marauder, draw a card. 2, it has the condition that you have to play a card first before you can do it, and then you draw one. Brilliant. If I'd had that in my opening hand, this game would have been over far quicker. Absolutely brilliant. The card that I did have in my opening hand, Shoulder Armor, awesome. Like I said, I would move the text box up slightly a little bit just to get a little space underneath the quote. But picture's awesome and the ability's awesome. I don't know how many more times I can say awesome. Gain steady, retaliate 1 or retaliate 2 if she has a status, and she will almost always have a status. Brilliant. The second best, the second best opening hand card. Healing factor after your turn begins. Exhaust healing factor. Heal 2 damage from Rasputin. It's fine. Good. Her best opening hand card. Soul Sword. Beautiful Lenore U artwork. Weapon restricted. Gains piercing. Makes perfect sense. While Rasputin has a status card, she gets +2 attack. Plus, it looks fabulous. It's just brilliant all around. The only possible thing I could even say to this, the only possible thing would be it's possibly undercosted a smidge. Possibly a smidge, because like I said, she's always going to have a status card. Almost always. So maybe. And the resource thing, I get that it's the Soul Sword, but I would actually make that an energy resource. That's incredibly minor quibble. But yeah, best, second best, third best. They're the cards you want in the opening hand. Then you got these bad boys. I love this force field. This cut rate webbed up. 2 psionic suit power. So again, you can make it cheaper with depth focus. When attached enemy would activate, discard force field instead. So there goes that rid of that activation, which is great. Then give the friendly character a stuff status. Give a friendly character a tough status card. Great. Love it. And you get 2 of them, which is cool. Steel resistance uses 3 steel counters after a status card is discarded from your enemy. Exhaust steel resistance. Remove a steel counter. Give Rasputin a status card. Great. The fact that it doesn't have to be the same one that you lost, so you still have to lose one before you trigger it, but it doesn't have to be the same one that you lost. So it gives you a little bit of variety. Really play around with what she was done, what she does. Yeah, great. But like I said, I don't really understand why they're called steel counters. I think it's a leftover from what this card used to do. Pretty sure I remember seeing a conversation in the chat about this card, and that it was originally something slightly different, but it was changed a bit, and I think it's leftover from that. It doesn't, steel counters doesn't really make sense. If it was just Tufts, it would make sense, but because it's any status card, I don't really see the point of doing this. But that's right, that's fine. The card itself is awesome. Yeah, this is an S tier in terms of power. Hero. I didn't feel threatened almost at any time. I would like to bump in again a expert game, but I can't right now because I gotta go. But yeah, she's definitely S. But that is how she should be. I think this is Jakxin is very good at what they do, and this to me is how you do a character as powerful as Rasputin is. I mean, she has 5 different mutants' abilities, and they're strong mutants. So the danger of making her OP is very high, and I don't think she is. I don't think she's OP. She's definitely tough. No pun intended. I mean, she's definitely strong. But I think she's pretty well balanced. There's just a couple of little tweaks that I personally would do, but yeah, she's a lot of fun, as I thought she was going to be. I was very excited when I first saw her announced. Disappointed that I didn't do my version first. I'm joking. I'm just joking. But this is how it's done. She was a lot of fun, and I'm glad I played her. So, Jakxin, well done. Everybody who's watching, thank you very much. Please like, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. Leave a comment. Blah blah blah. If you want to check out Jakxin's stuff, please check out the community. There's a lot of good content on there, including this one. And of course, as always, please look after yourself and tell the people that you love them as often as you can. Thank you. Take care, everybody. Bye.